Welcome to Solo Cardboard, where we play solo board games. Today we'll be playing Marvel Champions and retelling a tale as old as time. Kitty Pryde versus the Brotherhood, who just so happen to be attacking Xavier's mansion. We'll be using the Shadowcat pre-constructed deck, which will come with a form card that lets us switch between phased and solid form. Now Kitty has extra cards that will give you a little bit of a boost depending on if you're in phased or solid form, but I think the real priority for Kitty is to be in hero mode and phased mode when it gets to the villain's turn. This will give Kitty the power of taking no damage while she's defending, which is like nuts. It's really good. Now in order to flip forms, Kitty needs to either perform an attack or defend. With each of those, the form will change so you can use both sides within the same turns if you have enough attacks and defenses in a given turn. Going up against Kitty is the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants in Mansion Attack. You'll have the Brotherhood in the villain area and in the encounter deck, and you'll need to defeat villains before the villains destroy the mansion, which for our purposes means that I'll need to defeat 2 random Brotherhood villains before they finish 2 mansion room schemes. But enough talk, let's head to the table and start solo. Welcome to Solo Cardboard. We're getting everything set up here. We are going to be running Shadowcat and the Mansion Attack. We're going to go ahead and shuffle up that villain stack a little bit later. For now, let's get all our hit points and whatnot in order. We're going to start at 9. I guess we'll go ahead and do the villains now. I'm going to look at the camera. So again, I shouldn't be able to see which villain will be topping the chart. It is Blob. Oh boy. So we'll set his hit points to 16. He will start with a toughness. And what we need to do is also shuffle the attack on Xavier's mansion. Luckily, I can look at these because they have the standard back. All right. And we will move into the Brotherhood Strikes. We'll shuffle up the hero deck one more time, as well as the encounter deck, and then we'll get started. We'll be playing on standard. We'll have standard 3. The regular side of the heroes, and Save the School will require 2 villains in the victory pile, as opposed to just 1 for skirmish or 3 for like harder or whatever. All right, we're going to have the encounter deck obscured by the camera as well as the discard pile, but you don't really need to see that. As mentioned before, we are going to be playing Shadowcat, aka Kitty Pryde. We are going to start with the solid version of her form in play. And we'll go ahead and get 6 cards. Well, I guess we should do this first. So we're going to deal a face down encounter to each player, advance to the next card, add this to the victory deck display. So if they get through 2 attacks, the villains win. This technically it says 3, but that includes the very beginning one. Flip this card, and we have the basketball court. Each ally and minion gains toughness. Okay. Not bad. This starts with 1 threat, and we'll take up 1 every turn. All right, let's get our cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we've got some good stuff here so far. Colossus is a very good, although it's redundant because he'll get a toughness, and we don't really necessarily need that. I think we can get rid of Colossus now. Team Strike. These are all really good, but somewhat expensive. I don't think we're going to be ignoring patrols or guards right at the moment. I think we'll be okay with this. We can decide if we want to end up using Phased and Confused or Phased Strike. And then if we have a lot of extra mana, we can also throw in a Shadowcat Surprise. So we'll discard and we'll draw 3 more. 1, 2, 3. And this will be our starting hand. We're going to add Gatekeeper, another Phased and Confused, and Attack Training. All right. All right, to start out, we're going to be able to get an extra fist for doing an attack. All right, so I think we are going to flip. Now, the problem I always end up with, I guess it's not like a huge problem, but getting that resource means you have to do an attack or defense event before you attack to get like double attacks. You know what I mean? It's one of the reasons I really like Shadowcat after just looking at her kind of base deck. It's going to really make it important which side you're actually playing on at any given time. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and actually thwart the main scheme. And And let's go attack training and phased and confused. And we will Shadowcat. No, wait. No. The whole point. So 1, we'll use that for Shadowcat surprise. Deal 3 damage to an enemy, ready or hero. That will just get rid of the toughness on Blob. And we will ready Shadowcat. Because we did an attack, this will flip into phase form. Or into, phased. Now, I think we want to attack Blob again. So that'll put him at 14. This flips again. And then we can either phase strike. So we're going to discard these two definitely. Then we can either phase strike or phased and confused. With the phase strike, we will get into the phased side, which means we can defend and not take any damage, which I think is probably what we're going to do. So we'll go ahead and phase strike. That's going to deal 6. That will put Blob to 8. That will flip the matter over to the phased side because we attacked. And I think that'll be it. So let's go ahead and ready and draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And attack training, phase strike, ready to rumble, X mansion, and another ready to rumble. All right. We'll go ahead and put that up there. Blob will attack. And we'll put a boost card next to him. We will defend with Kitty. Now, while Shadowcat is defending, she cannot take damage. So Blob will hit for 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. But I take none. Then after I have defended, I can flip this back over to, or I have to flip that back over to solid. Now we'll go ahead and get our encounter. We get 1 dealt to us. And the first one will be Pyro. That's a bummer. But it's actually not that bad. He's usually pretty easy to take care of. The real problem is when you get Brotherhood out and everything has quick strike. Pyromaniac. All right. Pyro activates against you. Not the worst. Okay. So he is going to attack. I don't have any reactions, so I'm just going to take it. So he doesn't really do any damage, but it does make me discard the top 2 cards of my resource deck. And I take 1 indirect damage for each printed resource icon discarded this way. So that will be 2, and I'll take 2 damage. Go to 7. Not the worst. All right. It will be now my turn. All right. So let's exhaust this. No, let's discard this first, and we'll go and play Ready to Rumble. We will use this for an attack, and these 2 for phase strike. And I think we'll actually hit Blob. That'll put him to 2. This will shift. Now, after you change form, I can discard this card to ready my hero, which I will do. Oh, he's got a toughness on him as well because of the basketball court. And I'll use my last 2. Oh, this is going to be a big bummer because if I attack and finish off Blob, this will flip to the solid side and I won't be able to defend against the villain without taking any damage. I could thwart 2. Nah, screw it. Yeah, we'll hit the Blob. He'll go into our victory pile, so we need 1 more villain. And we now start with Toad, who starts at 13 hit points. He will also have a toughness. That will flip to solid. And I'm actually going to go into alter ego. That way Toad and them will scheme. And again, they can get through 2 of these before they win. So getting really close on 1 is not such a huge deal. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, toe to toe, Shadowcat surprise, intangible, interference, gatekeeper, genius, and strength. Okay, so we're gonna have a lot of energy. First things first, boom, 2. Total scheme. Oh geez, for 5. So that finishes this one off. And this will go, we'll just put it over here on this side. The next one, the cafeteria. Each character gains retaliate 1. And we're in a similar spot. Pyro will scheme for 2, so this will go up to 3. And we'll get an encounter. Immovable. The blob activates against you. If he's not placed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for the blob minion and reveal him. All right, let's get blob out. And there he is. He has guard. Luckily, he doesn't have the quick strike from the Brotherhood, so he won't stun us immediately. All right, so we do need to end the blob. Well, these are refreshed. We do need to end the blob before we can get in to Toad. All right, I think we are going to switch to hero. Actually, I can ignore guard if I get into phased mode. But for right now, actually, let's go ahead and exhaust this to go toe-to-toe with blob. Choose an enemy. That enemy attacks you, deal 5 damage to that enemy. So he's going to attack. I will defend. So this is actually going to flip twice because we get an attack and a defense. So it's going to end up being just back on solid. So we'll just leave it there. So he's got 2 attack. I defend against 2, so I take no damage. Now that enemy attacks you, deal 5 damage to that enemy. So he takes 1 because of the retaliate 1, and then 5 more, so he dies. Let's now play Genius, and we'll go Shadowcat Surprise. So we will flip, deal 3 damage to an enemy, which will get rid of Toad, and ready our hero. Or not get rid of Toad, but get rid of the toughness on Toad. There's no crises. We don't really have a way to hurt Pyro enough to win. These are kind of bad cards. See, now I don't want to thwart because this will put me into solid. Actually, thwarting does not change mass form. It is attack or defense. So we will thwart 2. And I think we'll discard these 2 cards. We'll keep the strength in our hand, and we'll draw 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that was in my hand. We got it ready to rumble. Quick shift, toe-to-toe, and airwalk. Okay. So this is good. We'll also ready our cards. First things first, we'll get another threat there. Toad will attack. And we are definitely going to, well, first we'll play quick shift. So when we're attacked, we draw 2 cards. We'll get a team strike and an attack training. I will choose to defend. Toad will hit me for 4, but I don't take any damage. Pyro will attack. I have to take that. 1, 2 damage. So it will go to 5. We'll get an encounter. Nowhere is safe. Place 1 pursuit counter on the pursued by the past card. It's over there. Then if it has any counters, discard an upgrade or support you control. I do not have an upgrade or support, so it's not that bad. All right. I did defend, so this is now flipped over to a solid. Let's go. We'll add 1, and we'll go toe-to-toe with Pyro. I think that's what we want to do. So he will attack. He'll get retaliated. That'll get rid of the toughness. I'll do the same thing, revealing the top 2. So I take 2 more. And then hit him for 5. But then I take 1 for his retaliate. So I go to 2. And this flips to phased. And we will discard 1. We'll go to ready to rumble. We'll discard Team Strike for Airwalk to get rid of the thwart. And I think we're in phased, so we can ignore the damage, but there could be random damage from the encounter. We'd also let him scheme, but that's going to put at least 3. He's at 13, and I don't think we have... I think we've been through our phase strike, so I think our big damage dealt. The big damage dealers are already gone. He has retaliate anyways, so I think you know what? Let's just play it. We'll risk. Well, no, we will go into scheme mode because I want the heal. And this will get us to whatever we... you know what? No, screw it. I'm staying in Shadow. We're at 2. We're playing fast and loose. I will draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, quick shift. That's good. Wolverine is also good. Kitty's room is pretty good. We can switch over to alter ego, heal up some, and hopefully survive. We are going to have Toad attack. And I will defend. In phased, I will take no damage, even though it would only be 3. This will now flip. And I will also discard this to ready my hero. We now go to the encounter step. Mystique. Oh, bastard. Players cannot attack the villain in its scheme, and the attack is equal to the villain's attack. So we got to kill her. I'm going to play quick shift when I was attacked and retcon that a little bit. Hopefully no one minds. Okay, my turn. Man, Wolverine's just going to kill himself with Retaliate, pretty much. Though it does have piercing, which is nice. And we do have these, so we can actually spend some. We can Shadowcat surprise. I think we're going to have to let him scheme again. So let's go into Kitty Pride mode. We'll discard Gatekeeper and we'll play Kitty's Room. I am in solid mass form, so I'll heal 2 damage from Kitty Pride. I will also heal 3 from recovery. So that's plus 5 and we're back up to 7. So we just need to get through. Oh man, I think we just lost. Because she's gonna scheme, he's gonna scheme. It's gonna be 4 or 5. So we have to hope there's only 1 boost. I mean, I guess Wolverine can thwart. All right, so we're gonna flip my mass form to this. Though I won't be taking any damage this round anyways. We'll discard 4. We'll go Wolverine. And we will thwart the cafeteria. Wolverine will take 1 inconsequential damage. And we'll go ahead and hold on to Shadowcat surprise because getting another ready is pretty good. So we will draw 1, 2. We'll have to reshuffle, which means we get another face down encounter. Mystique is my bane, man, I swear. Every time she comes out is just like, oh, well, game's over. You have to deal another 12 damage on top of the villain. 2, 3, 4. Aggressive energy, Gatekeeper. And again, this is actually not bad because I can shuffle Mystique back in. So I do need to live 1 turn, but we might be okay. We'll go ahead and ready. We'll ready that guy. So we're going to go up to 1. Toad will scheme. Boost, exhaust the character you control. Wolverine actually took... Oh, no, he thwarted. So he's only taken 1. Okay. So I will exhaust Kitty. And that adds 1. So that's a scheme for 3. So that goes up to 4 total. Mystique will also scheme for 2. So that goes up to 6. Oh boy, we're right there. And Shapeshifter's 5. Shuffle this card into your deck. This gains Surge. Okay, so when this enters my hand, Mystique activates against myself. So different color back. So we'll go ahead and reshuffle. I'll look at the camera so I can't really see. I'll tilt the deck a little bit so I can only see the face and not the back. Or try to anyways. Does this amount of eye contact make you uncomfortable? Because I'm in a pretty uncomfortable spot right now in this game, I'll tell you what. We're going to have that magic to get rid of Mystique, which is terrific. Okay, my turn. Wolverine will heal 1. And don't think we have a choice, really. But also, I don't know that we're going to have anything to really do. We'll go ahead and use that to... Do we want to heal? I think we want the card draw. So we'll keep in phased. All right. Let's go ahead and 1, 2, 3 for magic. After you play magic from your hand, discard a wild mental resource. And I'll discard aggressive energy, which is, you know, wild. Choose a non-elite minion, engage with an X-Men hero, shuffle that minion in the encounter deck. So let's get rid of Mystique. Rip in Pepperoni. She'll go back into the encounter deck. And we need to thwart. And we also need to, we'll use her thing to shift into hero form. So actually, yeah, that's fine. We're going to shift into hero form. All right. We have Shadowcat Surprise, but we don't have enough energy to activate it. So we're going to double thwart. Boom. Boom. And Wolverine takes one. And Mayik also takes one. All right. So now, okay, I think we're in a good spot. It's not, you know, super great, but I think we're in a much better spot than we were thanks to magic. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we started with Shadowcat Surprise. We've got toe-to-toe, aggressive energy, gatekeeper, another toe-to-toe. So we actually might be able to finish off Toad this round, provided we survive and nothing funky happens. All right, so this goes to 5. Toad will attack, and I will defend with Kitty. All right, that would have been a lot, but we take none. We go to encounter. Drawing nearer. After the turn begins, discard the top card of your deck. Place 1 pursuit counter on pursuit of the patch for each printed resource icon on that card. Okay, I think it doesn't matter. I think we'll be fine. We'll go to my turn. Oh, boy. Okay, well, that's real close. Luckily, Pursued by the Past needs 4 tokens, and this was only 2. Oh, boy. All right, I think we have it. I think we have a win here. So I will, first and foremost, let's go 1. Oh, I don't. Yeah, we do have enough. Okay, so 1, 2. This will give +1 to attack to any attack I play. I'll play Shadowcat Surprise. So I'll deal 4 to Toad, putting him at 9. Oh, Wolverine has healed. I will ready my hero, and my hero will take 1 from the permanent retaliate. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, yeah, we're good. This will also flip, and I'll just happen to use this to play toe-to-toe. Choose an enemy. That enemy attacks you. Deal 5 damage to that enemy. So he will attack me. He will get retaliated on. I will block with magic. I will take the 2. But Avalanche is not the villain, so we're good there. Magic will take 3 and die. Now I attack Toad and deal him 5, putting him at 3. I will take 1 for the retaliate. So Toad is at 3, and that is just enough for Mr. Wolverine to attack Toad. Wolverine's going to end up taking 3, 1 from the retaliate, 2 from the inconsequential, and deal 3 to Toad, thus ending the game with a toe-to-toe left in my hand. I had a little bit more chicanery. I could have healed 2 damage. Yeah, I had some stuff. But this was close. Again, this was going to put 1 on their turn. That would put it up to 6. And then who knows what the next encounter card would have been. Overall, I do really like Shadowcat. I like the idea that you have to be cognizant of what form they're in and perform and chain many multiple attacks in a turn to ideally get to the phased form on your opponent's attack step. That way you don't take any damage. I could definitely see this deck actually being really good outside of the precon. There's a lot of kind of stuff that goes in the precon that are kind of needed to like introduce into the game. But I think if you actually built a Shadowcat deck, you could go pretty hard with it. So anyways, yeah, Shadowcat is currently my favorite hero at the moment. We'll see. We're going to try to go through all the precons. So if you have any constructive feedback, feel free to leave in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll see you around.